Hate to say it, but this episode didn't do it for me. It really didn't. Okay, I don't even know if notifications went out, but first of all, I did see the promo. Props to Sistas or BET. They dropped the promo for next week directly after the episode ended. I can already tell myself and a lot of the fans are going to be pissed off. This is going to be a crazy episode, but I will say that tonight, unfortunately, it didn't do it. I think the only scenes I liked were when Andy talked to Bentley. I liked the Hayden and Fatima scene. Zach and Mr. Keys was a good scene. And it isn't that the comedy wasn't hitting in this episode because, yeah, the Maurice stuff was funny, but did we really need to spend much time in host school as we did? Because I'm literally trying to wrap my mind around the fact that for the past 2 seasons, Sabrina went from wanting to be a mom to now wanting to be a garden tool. Make it make sense. Oh, you give it a 3 out of 10? I gave it a 4 just because I did get a few good chuckles in. But it wasn't enough to save the episode. Now, I'm not going to get up here and completely dismiss season 9 as a whole. Oh, this season's falling off a cliff. Hey, I get it. Not every episode can be like a 7 or a 9, but I don't know. I mean, so we got about 50 people in here. Let me know what you think. I mean, I want to be completely honest. I don't have much to say. I didn't care for the filler scenes of Sabrina. That was most of the episode. It's not the same after season 3 or 4 to me. That episode was not up to the last two. 2 out of 10. Dang. Too much Sabrina Maurice, I agree. I mean, I think Novi is beautiful. Can we agree Novi Brown is beautiful? But in terms of what Maurice brought to wear, is she going on a night out or is she going to a funeral? Like, what was up with the all black? Yeah, my girl's back next week. Tamara's back. So in the promo, it looks like Andy might be hating on Fatima as we predicted. And also the fact that Aaron is going to eavesdrop versus the what do you call like the baby walkie-talkie, the baby monitor or whatever. Yeah, I did catch that, the basketball player. That was a good one. Why does Rich have to show up next week? I can already tell I'm going to hate next week's episode. Like, I thought we were done with him and Penelope. Like, why? I mean, I don't even know why Andy's hating. Like, this wasn't even any underhanded tactics. I mean, I feel like this season might be the one where I'm going to enjoy the Fatima and Hayden scenes more than Fatima and Andy. It's over before it even started. I mean, why in the world would? Well, then again, I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to say it because I feel like if I do, people are, oh, you're being a misogynist or a sexist or whatever term. Because typically, when these women, regarding the sisters, it's okay for them to sleep around with whoever. But if a man that they are no longer attached to in a relationship all of a sudden it's messed up. So last week, Sabrina called out Rich for saying, what kind of fool would get back with a cheater? But this week, he hooked up with someone 2 minutes after we broke up. So you're pretty much confirming, yeah, Rich didn't cheat. But last week, I don't know. Why didn't you like the episode? Too much filler. I didn't care about the Sabrina crap. This I gave it a 4. Look at the comments. Some people gave it a 2 or a 3. I was being nice. Hey, look, but Beyond the Gates was fire today. The way Anita slapped the heck out of Leslie. There's no need for Andy to feel threatened. She's not a lawyer. You know how these trailers can be, though. They can be very misleading. But, I mean, if Andy's hating like that, she can get on. Now I see why KJ was like, no, rewrite. I don't want to do this. Is Zach slipping? What he said in the trailer, something about I'll always love you or some crap like that. I'm like, ugh. Out here giving false hope. You give it a 5 out of 10? That's good. I cannot understand that part with Zach. If you're referring to the trailer, I agree. As far as the episode, yeah, I like the episode. So here's the part that annoyed me. This took away from an otherwise amazing scene. When Andy was talking to Bentley, and don't get me wrong, like Bentley, this was very good acting because this is exactly what it's like in real life when, you know, as a black person, like let's say you have a non-black friend and they're like, yo, Jeremy, why don't you, talk to so-and-so or whatever? Because, I'm cool with them and then we're all cool, but you don't hang out with them. And it's like, well, I could tell he's not really, what? He's not a racist. I never heard him say anything or see him do anything. It's the dismissive nature of some people that just because a person doesn't act a certain way with you, that doesn't absolve them of acting that way towards others. Hence why in so many television shows like Snapped and whatnot, basically any sort of Lifetime show or whatever, let's say, you know what? My next door neighbor, he's been over here beside me for 6 years. We grill together. Sometimes we go fishing, 4th of July, fireworks and everything. Nice guy. I never would have believed he was a serial killer. And the cops found 18 bodies in his basement. Like, I didn't know he was capable of it. And same thing goes with these men who take advantage of women. Wow, he never acted like that around me. But that doesn't mean that I don't know why I got a country accent there. But it's like, just because a person doesn't showcase that side of themselves to you, that does not mean that person isn't capable of doing the thing. But what frustrated me the most, I guarantee he said something around him, probably did as a joke. Yep, they just laughed it off. What frustrated me about this scene, why did Andy not tell Bentley, it's not just rumors I heard. It's not that I'm just close to this situation because Karen is my friend. I was there. Why did she not say that? She could have said, I was at the hospital. I talked with Dr. Cruz. I overheard Karen expressing her pain, and he was completely dismissive. So how in the world are you going to say that Dr. Vaughn was the one who messed up when Dr. Cruz did absolutely nothing, saying everything is normal? But Dr. Vaughn spent like 30 seconds examining Karen and was immediately able to clock none of this is normal. Wait, Andy is just rubbing me the wrong way this episode? I wouldn't go that far. Well, Andy, okay, you know what? Andy did kind of piss me off twice. What I just said about not telling Bentley I was at the hospital, but also you're leaving a voicemail for Robin and you don't explain I got abducted and I almost got murdered. Now it's like, yeah, I need some space. I need to. it makes no sense why you say you need space and everything. I mean, debatably, it could be, yeah, I need to get over this PTSD because I almost got murdered. But also, it's like you were on your way to get your man. Now, all of a sudden, yeah, we can be friends. No, just forget it. Like the way you treated Robin, no. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. They don't need to pair Andy with anybody. I'm intrigued with this storyline. I want to see where this goes because it's going to get to a point where Bentley is going to clash swords with Andy, and it might be a situation where she has to put her job on the line versus, her morality. We could be friends, man. Freak that. Hey, I said Robin should have took Penelope with him. I know that wasn't popular, but that was my thought. We all know Andy be slow when it comes to these men. Bentley don't know his friend very well. Yep. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, that didn't do it for me either. I would have loved that. Yeah, all Andy had to say was, I was at the hospital. Robin, I was abducted. I was on my way to the hotel. I don't know why she does it. This is just as frustrating as, hey, Penelope, hey, Agent Watt, Gary is going to ruin Jordan's life if I don't marry him. We need to get on this stat. No, Penelope needs to be alone too. His friend is a horrible doctor in practice. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around Zach telling Karen, I always love you and all this crap. But it's like I said, Karen, did you see the look on her face when she opened the door? Like, I don't think we've seen that much expression on her face since she got out of the hospital. Yeah, pairing Hayden and Fatima. The fact that Fatima literally dog walked this man out the door by the tie, that was funny. He got a whole future wife and baby on the way, yet he's over there telling Karen, I love you. Like, I'm not against Zach going over there for closure. I've said this, but I also said Zach needs to be careful with his words. Not only Karen, but himself. They're both in a vulnerable situation. And he should know from experience that saying the wrong thing to Karen could give her false hope. She's going to cling to it. But I can see now Andy and the girls will go over there to check on her, and she'll be like, Zach still loves me. Karen, no, you weren't there. You didn't see the way he looked at me. I'm like, here we go again. Like, bro, if the only reason he should have used the L word would have been to describe their deceased daughter. Like, I wish our baby girl was here so we could both love on her and everything. But hey, just don't do me a favor. You know what? Don't do it for me, but you owe it to Faith to give her all the love that you are unable to give forever. And just you and Aaron can love on that baby, basically 2 for 1. So yeah, you go ahead and do that. And, I'll do the best I can for Fatima and our baby. So we may have lost our child, but we still both have an opportunity to be the best parents we can be, just separately. I don't know how hard it is for them to say that crap. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I am not against Zach going over there. Like it or not, people, this conversation about their deceased daughter needed to be discussed so they could both, when I say move on, I don't mean get over it. I mean, take the necessary steps. Okay? But here we go again. The episode is called Cutting Ties, which kind of makes me believe, yes. But after hearing what Zach said in the trailer, I'm just sitting here like, oh man, here we go again. Zach's going to close the chapter. We'll see. We'll see. We just gotta wait because Aaron overhearing, maybe he's going to misinterpret something. I don't know. You talking about Andy and Dr. Bond? I'm still tripping over the Zach thing. Aaron about to be out with that would be wild because I've been saying it. I've been saying it like he gonna take that baby and go, but man. Rebecca, I ain't gonna hold you. Like Tyler, he's the one that's been doing it for years. Like, hey Karen, I'm not in love with you, but I still got love for you. No, stop saying that, Zach. How do you think Fatima will react? Will Fatima know? I don't think Zach will not tell her. Wait, I don't think Zach won't tell Fatima about the visit, but bro, he knows how to put his foot in his mouth. Diane, I'm not really that mad about Zach going over there without telling Fatima. Because first of all, she's not there alone. Aaron is there with the baby. I don't know if her mom came back from grocery shopping yet, and we do know the girls are going to show up, so I don't know. Don't worry, I'm checking my chat messages, see if anybody sent me any photos or anything. Don't worry, I'm paying attention to y'all. Zach said, I still have love for you no matter where life takes us. I did a video on the sneak peek of Zatima where they're doing the maternity shoot. My biggest question is how and when did Belinda and Fatima get back on good terms? I believe he does. He's just confused. Why Andy make that face? See, Inez, that the trailers can be misleading because my first instinct was, yo, does Andy got that look of jealousy in her eyes? I will say this. See, at least Andy was distracted because she was legitimately working on a case. This wasn't her hung up on Robin or hung up on Gary and the K-Dubs case kind of slipped through her fingers. She was legitimately working on a case. So I can at least say the writers, kudos to that. Andy wasn't distracted by some man and now she's upset at Fatima because she was doing her job. No, this was simply, and I don't know. Where did you guys see that? Donna, this is the trailer for next week. BET dropped the trailer for next week directly after the episode. And also, kudos to BET for dropping photos this week. This is the first week they dropped pictures from a new episode before an episode aired. No sneak peek clips, though, I don't think. We just got the pictures, which was good. Zach showing up at the door. I told you. My prediction was Zach would show up at the door as the cliffhanger ending, and I was right. Your boy still got it. But it's kind of bad, though, because the episode was so slow in places. I'm like, yeah, can we just go to the end of the episode already? Tammy, Andy better watch out now. Like, I feel like there's some, misplaced anger, but Fatima ain't the one. Yeah, Tamara still looks great. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying this in a joking matter or anything, but like the way Karen was acting, it's like I don't think it's a good idea to leave her alone with the baby. Now, I'm not saying she would do anything. Don't misquote me, but she's certainly not in the right space or place of mind yet. So, yeah. Yeah, Sammy, I feel you. There were some scenes I wanted to fast forward through, but I got a job to do. I got to watch everything. So Keisha, she ain't built for it, but the thing is, she acts like a garden tool already. She just acts like she doesn't. They got me stressing out, my girl. For Sabrina annoyed me. Your comments are showing up because I literally see your comment here. Why isn't it showing up? You're not blocked or anything, because if you were, I wouldn't even see that comment. Fatima is a sister, so I need to give her a storyline of her own. I'm fine with this. This is what I'm talking about. I love seeing Andy working on this case. I love Fatima in an unlikely partnership with Hayden. Even though, even though I didn't care about the whole school, I enjoyed watching Paige interact with Sabrina and Maurice. I'm not going to lie. I liked it more than I thought, but it certainly took up more of the episode than it needed to. And I just feel like to have Sabrina go from I want to be a mom for 2 full seasons to now wanting to be a garden tool, that's such a I just feel like Sabrina is taking up space. I don't want Novi to lose her job, but it's just like her character. I feel like they just don't know what to do with her. If you watch The Flash on the CW, I love Danielle Panabaker. I think she fine as I don't know what. I had a crush on her since she used to star in those Disney Channel movies and whatnot. Yeah, I say garden too. I don't want to say the HOE too much because I don't know if that's a YouTube demonetizable word. I just want to. It's like in one video I said Zach's wee wee. I'm just trying to be as family friendly as possible. Yeah, but Danielle Panabaker in The Flash playing Caitlin Snow Killer Frost. You could tell the writers had no clue what to do with her because, like, starting in season 4 onward, every season they would retcon her backstory and it made no sense. I feel like they're doing the same thing with Sabrina, where, hey, her journey is to be a mom, but now she's going to be a garden tool. This came as out of nowhere as her wanting to be a mom. At least with the mom, you could say, oh, Jeremy, she's 35 and she wants to, before complications. Okay. But this whole thing about her, I just feel like she's looking for any flimsy excuse to be getting wee wees around town. Like, if you want to be out in these streets, don't blame Rich for it. Just say, hey, I want to do it anyway. The way this fool took her outfit and shoved it under the sofa cushions was hilarious. Sabrina don't know what she want to do. It's like I said, she's going to mess around and she's going to get pregnant by the wrong dude. Then she's going to be crying for Damani, who will check in on her. Hey, so any idea of when you might want to get inseminated? Actually, I'm pregnant already. By who? By some bum. Yeah, Maurice was funny. I do not care about this storyline, but he was funny. page is starting to grow on me. Yeah. Lord, no more pregnancies. I'm sorry, but they're probably going this route. I wouldn't go so far as to say Mr. Keys is Zach's father. Dress her age. Sabrina don't know what she wants to do. She doesn't know even how to dress. Somehow, some way, it wouldn't surprise me. Nobody Sabrina linked back over. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. Because, I mean, the fact that Rich is showing up again. Oh, man, oh, man. Side note, my nephew likes high school so far. It's only been 3 days. I'm still just trying to wrap my mind around the fact that these kids never have homework at all. They just do everything in school. And I'm like, back in my day, just crazy. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I like the inclusion of Mr. Keys, but the fact that Zach has like nearly half a dozen people he can confide in, but nobody's called or showed up. That come on now. I know people don't want Nate or Bryce, but I'm like, at this point, I think Zach just needs someone he could just vent to. And I think Nate would be a perfect guy to be around he's like the male equivalent of Danny, someone who's off the wall, but can at least get Zach to laugh. Like, I don't think that Nate would say anything foul or whatever, or get Zach to do something stupid. He would just want to get his guy back on his feet. Preston would be great to talk to. Bryce will be the first person that will check on that. Even though Bryce doesn't really know how to watch boundaries, he does care. Zach, I want to move on. Okay, there you go. Hey, I said that in a few videos, so don't act like I haven't done a Karen impression. Tell me you don't love me no more, that you don't want to see me no more, that you don't want to be with me no more. We need to talk about this baby. Tony would be the best. Agreed. Don't get me wrong. Preston would be too, but Tony, because he's a longtime friend. I would like to not see a Fatima crash out because 1, she did say she's trying to do better. 2, she's pregnant. 3, I don't want to see her upset. I guess who would have told the guys? I don't know. If Fatima leaves Zach, Karen will hurry up and come to her senses. Watch how Karen get back to normal after Zach talk to her. I told y'all that's what will happen. I told y'all. I could see Bryce and Danny on a date at the steam plant. Maybe Connie will be great too. Hoping the cancer don't get her. Just saying. But then again, I don't think. Well, Zach has said he's lost a lot, but I that's why I did that short. I said, watch Sabrina hook up with Danny's jailbird cousin. If Preston showed up, I'd only want him to show up to talk to Zach, not necessarily interact with Danny. I got a bunch of videos I still haven't edited from last week to post. I mean, I posted all the videos that needed to go up before tonight's episode. I still got a number of Zatima videos based on the trailer and some other stuff. But in all honesty, I don't really have a crap ton of videos to do about this episode or the promo for next week, which I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not even going to attempt to do a timeline thing about, hey, season 4, Zatima, there's a baby bump, but where we are now, we don't have one. I don't know. I hope Aaron doesn't crash out, especially if Karen starts feeling. I feel like we're going to see the insecure Aaron return. Simply due to the fact that he's yet again going to realize, oh, I'm in Zach's shadow. basically Zach pops in for like a few minutes and he's able to reach Karen, but I can't. Also, I mentioned this before, but thanks for the support on my lengthy videos, like the nearly 50-minute video I did about Aaron and the one about Karen. Yeah, I've been getting some good feedback, because those videos are mostly unscripted. Like sometimes it's like, okay, this video 6 minutes, but then I'll go on for 30, 40. But it's not like a random tangent. I go over the history of a character's relationship. I want to do one on Zach too. I know people are like, why are you talking about Karen? What about Zach? Let's wait until next week. I want to let this next episode go and hear what their interaction is going to be like. Then I could break it down. No clue about Calvin. Oh, sorry. I gotta move these cards out the way. They're blocking the screen. I forgot about Connie. She grew on me. They better not kill her off. They already did Jasmine dirty, which, did you see my comment theory on Jasmine? Are you talking about her still being alive? I think I saw it. I'm sorry. So I'll check comments and respond, but then it gets to the point where there are too many comments and I can't respond to everything. I ain't gonna lie, the trailer does seem like a turn off for next week. You think Karen will get back together or get it together? I think so. I think they both need this conversation, but I don't think Zach needed to use the L word. I don't see a reason for Calvin or Robin to show back up. I know fans want them to, but yeah, she's too vulnerable to hear that L word. Now we know why Karen never had food in the fridge. She can't cook. That's messed up. Karen needs help. Yeah. Gary's with Erica. He's not in the hospital though. Unless, well, I mean, he could be with Erica. I don't know. Twin sister. Oh, Robin's gonna be in season 10. Okay, cool. Nurse Erica, the one that got the promise of her student loans being paid off. Ashy chicken. No, remind me of Fillmore. Oh yeah, and the chicken was dry, real dry. Man, why they had to roast her chicken like that? That was messed up, but funny. Well, I did look, and episode 8 is entitled. Next week is called Cutting Ties. Episode 8 is called Return to Sender. Don't tell me Karen's gonna just give the baby up or something. That'll be messed up. Man. Yeah, Nurse Erica, the one that helped Gary get his like cell phone and clothes so he could leave the hospital, right? Yeah, he needs to run Zach that money back. Sabrina don't know what she's doing. Seriously, though, you would think Maurice would try to talk some sense into Sabrina. No synopsis yet, because I checked Rotten Tomatoes earlier today and I saw the title, but no synopsis. Hopefully, I'll have one soon. I mean, we are getting closer to the mid-season finale because next week is episode 7, but 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are 4 episodes left this season after next week. And I think we'll probably get some synopsis here soon. Keep in mind, I have no idea about the Zatima season 4 titles or synopsis either. Morris needs to return. Karen and Zach don't need to be alone. Oh, yeah, I noticed that too. I'm like, ugh. We know what happened the last time. No, I have not watched that film. I believe she's vegan and she does keep in shape. Next week's episode doesn't look dull. It looks frustrating. Seriously, the trailer alone already has me going, oh, crap. Here we go again. Oh, yeah, folks, make sure to thumbs up the video. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. Super chat, PayPal, Cash App, any of the above. But hitting the thumbs up button is free. So just hit the button. I do need to get groceries too. Yeah, I need to get groceries too. Maurice ain't got no sense. Jordan's gone. And Penelope and Rich and Tony need to go with him. Yeah, I don't think this episode review is really going to be that lengthy. At least my
idea what they're talking.
Oops, sorry, that was a Beyond the Gates clip. At least I got my episode review out earlier today. Sabrina listens to that fool. I don't know what's worse, the advice Maurice gives or the fact that Sabrina freely listens to it. Also, Sabrina, that black dress, that reminded me of the dress. Like, I remember that dress, and people were like, yo, why is she wearing like that prom dress with the humongous shoulders on it? It made little sense. Hang on, I'm pulling up that picture of Sabrina now. Yeah, it does look dang near identical to that dress, but I'm pretty sure Andy's had like these weird, huge shoulder thingies. I don't know. My question is, were there other employees at the front working the bank while they were in host school? Seriously, they were way too loud to be in that bank talking about what they were talking about. At this point, I just realized that, look, these after, because I talk with some of the cast of Beyond the Gates, and I ask questions and whatnot. I honestly need to interview some of them at some point, but I want to get my office straight, which I still need to do. But yeah, essentially, it's just a situation where they get frustrated too, where they get their scripts, but it's like, okay, I got to realize I'm playing the character. My character is not always going to react to things the way I want to. And they do a great job. But I just feel like, if I was there getting a big check for 9 seasons of a show, hey, you want me to leap how far into the air? You want me to sprint? How far you need me to sprint? I wouldn't ask any questions. Yeah, it was more toned down because Andy had that bright pink, that Pepto-Bismol pink and the huge shoulder pads or whatever. But like I said, it just feels weird for Sabrina to wear all black. It just feels like the wrong occasion for it. Don't get me wrong, yeah, she looks cute and everything, but I'm just like, I don't know, like, is black like the depth of her relationship or whatever? I don't know. Yeah, I loved it too. Heck, check my Instagram stories. I said, well, damn, heart emoji. Look, this is Karen we're talking about here. She'll throw herself at Zach if she wants to. Maddie, don't even worry about the timeline. Trust and believe. You will have a much easier time if you shut that part of your brain off that's trying to connect the dots. Believe me, I have tried and I have failed many times. Like, I can feel like I have a grasp on it, but then a character will just say one line of dialogue that throws everything out of whack. Because, like, in Zatima, Zach and Fatima's baby could be in 5th grade, yet in Sistas, she might not even have a baby bump still. Don't worry about it. Trust me. You'll have more fun. Well, not to rush off of here, but I ain't got nothing else to say. I just, this episode didn't give me a whole lot to work with, but at least I watched it. Unlike last week, I slept through it. Yep. But if nothing else, I appreciate you all for coming aboard. Make sure you thumbs up the video. Tomorrow, you know the drill, episode review, trailer breakdown. I'll have those things up and ready to go. And yeah, I did see that post about 6 months ahead. I'm not even going to try to get into that. Nope. All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, folks. I hope you have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week, because next week is the final week of August, my birthday being on next Friday. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Have a great night.